Hello, I'm Kyprotonic. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, we have a underused Pokemon battle against an opponent named Dyleon21 from the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder. And yeah, I kind of picked up a few battles recently on there. Yeah, very good battles, some of them are not, but this is kind of like a filler match. Still testing out this kind of randomish team. I actually have a Mew over kind of Espeon and Alakazam. I kind of forgot that they actually recently went to OU. Looking at my opponent's team really quickly, I see like a Rotom, Victini, Arcanine. So 3 fires is kind of unusual to see actually on a team, as especially like with 2 wars and a Machamp. So his synergy doesn't really make any sense. Leads, it could probably be any of them to be honest. So I'm going to lead with Deoxys Defense Form, whilst he actually leads with his Rotom Heat Form. That's kind of fine for me because I'm not really going to be too bothered about taking a Stab Shadow Ball. Actually, it's not even stabbed, what am I thinking? It's not even stabbed, because I'm just thinking other stuff. Yeah, this is like pre-4th gen, my thought process. So he burns me with a Will-O-Wisp. And yeah, I'm just going to lay up my entry hazards, because that's what I kind of like to do with this Deoxys Defense Form. In comes a Victini, kind of predicting a switch there into something, I do not know. I just go for Toxic randomly, so it just nails the incoming Victini. The only thing that could have actually taken that was his... well, maybe his Machamp could have came in there, maybe done something, but I don't really care. Empoleon would have obviously not been affected due to being this part Steel type. And then he goes for the V-Create. I'm assuming probably he might be Choice Scarf, just judging based on the damage. Then again, I'm kind of max defense, so I don't know. I could be wrong thinking all this, because I'm not really... Each situation, I haven't really calculated all that too often, so... I'm actually trying to work out how much this is going to do at this point. Sometimes it comes over like time process and like previous battles. It's kind of easy to work out how much things are going to do when you have played the same scenario over and over. So I didn't really know what it was then. I don't know if it was Scarfed or Banded, but I am actually max defense, max HP. So yeah, Deoxys Defense Form kind of does a little bit of a number on each team to be early to begin with. He actually now brings in the Empoleon. I actually predicted the Stealth Rock for some reason there. I go into straight into Heracross. But he actually decides to raw me out. That's kind of fine. I actually get rawed straight into my Nidoqueen. That kind of works out very much better in my favour. So I'm going to taunt the thing, preventing it from using Raw, even trying to set up Stealth Rocks. I'm going to lay up 1 layer of Toxic Spikes because he doesn't have a spinner or anything. You know, like a Roserade or anything like that, just to... sap away out that poison, just like eat all the poison and prevent the toxic spikes from going any further. So I'm actually carrying Red Card on this Nidoqueen. I think this is kind of like one of the older sets of Nidoqueen that was kind of, I don't know if probably used early on in the 5th gen metagame, but it kind of works. As you can see, it kind of actually Red Carded the thing. It's kind of like if you want to say like a whirlwind thing, it just actually just gets that one Pokemon out there and then brings in another one. It's kind of like Whirlwind and Raw, for example. So working around the Sharpedo, considering it got kind of destroyed by the Stealth Rock and Spikes and then the Toxic Spikes on top of that, Milotic's kind of like pretty easy to actually take any of its hits now. Considering it's more likely to be Life Orbed overall. Most of the Sharpedos these days actually are Life Orbed. Running like the speed boost ability, which is very good for that thing. Just gotta be careful of them sometimes, if they actually do get the chance to set up. Or if I didn't have any entry hazards up, that could have been a little bit more problematic overall. So happy to get rid of that thing quite early in the game. Empoleon comes back in, and I think this is the point where he might be able to set up his Stealth Rocks. I'm not really too bothered. I mean, I've kind of laid a number on his side of the entry hazards, so Heracross is kind of safe to bring in here. I'm actually choice banded, so anything on his team that he's not going to like actually taking a close combat. And he decides to leave the Empoleon in, which is probably the safest move to do at this point. And a close combat from choice banded Heracross is easily going to finish that thing off. So yeah, it's kind of good. I'm running a choice banded Moxie or / Overconfidence Heracross. I hope that's illegal. I really don't check out the Dream World abilities too often, but yeah, I kind of thought maybe that would be a very decent thing to use. I like it. It's worked quite. It's done a number on a few teams recently. I'm actually running a Choice Specs Mew as well over Choice Specs Alakazam and Choice Specs Espeon because they got buffed up into the OU tier. And yeah, so I kind of had to resort to using like the third psychic of my choice, which was actually Mew. So Victina came in then. I was kind of a bit scared of the fire move, I don't know. So I go into Milotic to take that. He probably predicted that, that's why I do get two-shotted by the Cross Thunder. Go straight into Mew now. I might be able to outspeed it, but then he outspeeds me, so I'm kind of thinking he is definitely scarfed at that point. But to be honest, it didn't really make much of a matter, because I'm going to easily take one hit from that thing and then just revenge it with the Psychic. So Arcanine comes in, and at this point it's pretty much game over to him. He could have probably gone for the extreme speed there with his Arcanine, just to, you know, rack up a little bit more damage, just to maybe pray for a crit, but he doesn't. And Psychic actually does finish that thing off. So Rotom comes in, and was a little bit surprised to actually see this thing actually take the Psychic very well, actually, and it actually does survive. Actually modest 252 special attack, choice specs Mew. So then he just like adds insult to the wounds for me not finishing him off, and he actually gets a crit with the overheat. So it kind of does suck, but I'm actually going to be able to finish off the game quite now. So if you enjoyed the match, please leave a like in, comment the video and what you thought of the team, etc. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm still using those social medias, you know. Please start following me on, because I'm actually made them for you guys, so you could actually try and interact with me a little bit more. Kind of lacking on the numbers, but anyway, if you enjoyed, yeah, do your stuff. Yeah, so please, yeah, just follow me on Twitter and Facebook, because that's kind of like the thing to do these days. So overconfidence, Machamp just then dies and blah blah blah. Bye bye Rotom. Good game.